Hello everyone and welcome back to our blind let's play, ever 17 for the PC. My name is FlightlessBird, this is your story-based gaming channel, and today my friends, well, if you're waiting for the game just to suddenly take a hard turn into danger territory, well that's what we kind of got in the last part, because Kid is bleeding from the mouth, Coco bleeding from the mouth, Takeshi bleeding from the mouth. The only one who doesn't seem to be sick at this point is you, and of course Tsugumi, who is probably immune to the virus. But yeah, this doesn't look good. It really doesn't look good. So let's see if we can triumph over the disease today. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day today. The kid was sleeping on the LMR table. His results from the scan came up on the control panel's monitor. Teeth below, 2017, REV.17. Is that revision 17? The kid's been infected with teeth below too? How could that happen? Why? He's been with us the whole time, so why did he get... Why and where did he get TB? I'm mumbling to myself, finding it hard to breathe all of a sudden. Takeshi, just calm down. None of us know where he got exposed to it. Well, it's probably the same place where Takeshi got exposed. And that's either somehow all of us were in the IBF before and we don't remember it, or the IBF is potentially incredibly contagious and we caught it from Coco, who was down here before the Lemieux incident. Oh, the tits. Takeshi, I want you to get scanned too. Hey. Just let me scan you, please. You know, this is really not good. I mean, look at these two. They are both very, very rightly concerned. And again, we're talking about a disease that kills 85% of the time. It isn't normal to start spewing blood from your nose and mouth, okay? Yeah, I know, but... Tsugumi gently took the kid off the LMR examination table and forcefully put me on it. Pressing on both of my shoulders, she forced me down on the table. Hey, you don't have to do that. Fine, I'll let you check me. I brushed Tsugumi's hands off of me. See? I'm laying down now. Okay, you, please start the scan. Okay. You started operating the control panel. The scanning light from the laser crawled slowly up my body. After a while, the scan's finished. What's it say? My voice cracked when I asked the question. All the dots. At least say something, you. The results are... You stared at the panel without moving. The result is positive. You're infected too, Takeshi. Tsugumi read the monitor for me. The excreted dots? Really? I'm sorry to say it, but... Since coming to IBF, no, it must have been longer. Since coming to the Mew, all of us have been affected for quite some time. Tsugumi hung her head and let out a big sigh. Ah, dang it! I stood up for the LMRI and was assaulted by a terrible dizzy spell. Whoa. Takeshi, watch out! The one that steadied me from falling was the kid. But from the looks of it, his legs weren't very steady either. Putting my hand on a wall, I somehow held myself up. We're in trouble, huh? Well, you can say that again. If only we had that serum, the orange one. Ugh! The kid pressed his hand to his face. As he wiped his mouth, I noticed a thin trail of blood there. Yeah, the serum. They've been handling TB here at IBF? Well, they should have some of that stuff. They should, yeah. If we use that, then the symptoms should lessen. I went around the examination room and checked to see if I could find it anywhere. Sugumi and you hurriedly started checking through the medicine cabinets. The kid sank to the floor. He didn't look very good. His breathing was ragged. He had lines of pain etched on his face. It's so good. It doesn't look like there's any here. I can't find any either. The two of them were shaking their heads. Dang it! What are we gonna do? Yeah, all the dots. All the dots. Hey, PP, you seem like you're doing pretty well. Without me noticing, PP had come up and was darting around my legs. His tail was wagging frantically. He suddenly dropped a few small objects from his mouth. Eh? Hey, what did you get? What's wrong? How is the dog constantly finding the serum? I mean, I know dogs can do some amazing things. Like they can train dogs to know when someone who's diabetic, their levels are low or high. I don't know what the exact phrase is, but you know what I mean. You can train dogs to like see that in a diabetic person. You can also train dogs to, do a whole bunch of things. But this dog seems to have a nose for being able to find the serum. Is that technically a serum? Is that the right word? Because it doesn't cure the disease, but you know what I mean. You ran over to where we were. This is the orange serum. Yeah, I guess serum is the right word. She picked up one of the fallen objects in front of Pippi. It was a small capsule with orange liquid inside of it. 4 of them had fallen on the floor. One for all of us. Where'd you find that, Pippi? I didn't know if he'd understand me, but I asked Pippi anyway. Pippi shook his head from side to side. Were there any more of these? He shook his head. This is all of them? He nodded. Oh, the dots. Well, we need to take these immediately. Sorry, but get these ready. You're the only one who knows how to give these shots. I found some syringes over here, you. Okay. We gathered all the cartridges of serum from the floor and put them on the bed. Looking slightly doubtful, you prepared the syringes one at a time and gave the kid and me our shots. Phew, we can relax for a while now.
Thank you.
Thanks, you. You're welcome. Sitting with his back against the wall, the kid gave you a thumbs up. After that, he smiled and closed his eyes. He must have fallen asleep. Sugumi and I carried the kid over to an empty bed. What do we do about Coco? She's still undergoing the oxygen treatment, so we can't open the pod. It looks like the treatment is progressing normally. As long as she's in there, I don't think her condition will get much worse.
酸素療法が終了次第、ココにもアンプルを与えましょう。
As soon as it's done, let's give Coco a shot too. Yeah, okay. Hold it out. Oh yeah, you should probably give yourself a shot too, don't you think, you? Yeah, actually, I think that's exactly what she should do.
え、いや、私は。
Huh? No, all the dots. The next shot had already been prepared, but for some reason you was stalling. She's starting to cough now too. Suddenly she started coughing. Hey, give yourself a shot, quickly. But I just... She wouldn't stop coughing. Her arm that held the syringe started to shake. Breathe deep. Her coughing finally stopped. But her hands wouldn't go still. What's wrong? You aren't feeling well? You want me to give the shot to you? Huh? No way. I don't like shots. Well, that's understandable. But it's not understandable that you don't get the shot. Huh? Oh, the dots. You didn't have any problem sticking everyone else. You don't like getting them yourself. Well, yeah, 'cause they hurt. You puffed out her cheek stubbornly. And what are you talking about? Your life's on the line here. You don't have a choice, so give me the syringe. Reach out quickly. I lashed onto Yu's arm. Oh no, she's not gonna drop it, is she? Segumi, hold her down. Roger. Segumi forced Yu to sit on the bed and held her so that she couldn't move. Hey, what are you doing? Ow! Stop complaining. I grabbed onto Yu's arm and stuck the needle in it. Hey, what do you think you're sticking that? You got it all wrong? Not there! Ah! Stop mingling me! Ow! Ouch! Stop! Come on, slowly! Well, stop screaming around so much. The angle's all wrong. You're going to get air bubbles in it. Stop complaining. You can't do it yourself. You suck! Ah, shush. Stop it! Let me go! I'm dying! Ouch! Like I said, I understand there are people who really, really hate getting shots. You idiot! We're giving you this so you won't die. Segumi slapped his shoulders. He was throwing a tantrum like a spoiled child. Small droplets of red stained the white sheets of the bed. All the dots. After that, you got scanned on the LMRI, and as suspected, she had come down with TB. We didn't have room to mess around anymore. In the end, you wouldn't let me do it, so she ended up giving herself the shot. Complaining the whole time with tears in her eyes. Aww. Poor girl. 5:36 p.m. I'm not sure how long a condition will hold with just one shot. Hey you, do you think we can do anything after it stops working? All the dots. She was sitting at the computer terminal, silently typing on the keyboard. You, tell me what we can expect. Don't talk to me, I can't concentrate. Alright. I'm trying my best. But someone has put a lock on the communication protocol, and we can't make contact with the surface. But every once in a while, I found some communication data that crosses through. If I can release that lock, or well, anyway, we might just be able to get through somehow. At least it's better than Lemieux, but we had no way of making contact. Alright, show me what you got, genius. Okay. I left you for a while and went to look at the monitor attached to the capsule pod. Tsugumi came over to stand next to me and looked at the monitor. How is Coco doing? She's in serious but stable condition. Really? According to the monitor, it would be 4 hours before Coco could leave the pod. The pod was full of high-pressure oxygen. We couldn't take Coco out of there until the time had come. We should probably get the kid into a pod, don't you think? Well, yeah, let's get it ready. But for some reason, we couldn't get the hatch on the furthest pod to close. It wasn't easy, but I took the dead researcher out of his pod and set him down outside. Dr. T.Y. He was dead. He had looked like he was smiling at the very end, but his expression had betrayed his agony after all. It was probably best that Coco hadn't seen her father's dead face. Tsugumi sterilized the pod and finished cleaning up. I shook awake the kid who was sleeping in the bed. Hey, kid, the pod's ready. Wake up.
Takeshi.
Takeshi. He slowly opened his eyes. Sorry to wake you, kid, but I need you to get in the capsule pod.
What?
What? He opened his eyes wide at my words. What about everyone else? There's only one pod that we can really use, so you get in. No, no way. What? Forget it. Why should I be the only one to? I can't just abandon everyone. Well, it's not like that. It's about how sick you are. You're the most serious case after Coco. All the dots. Still, forget it. Once I get in the pod, I can't get out for a while, right? No way, I want to stay by Coco. You know, I can understand how you want to stay by Coco, and that's really, really cute in a lot of ways. Endearing. The problem is though, the sooner he gets in the pod, the sooner he gets out, which means the sooner someone else could get in the pod. So right now he needs to get in the pod. Getting up out of bed, the kid staggered quickly over to Coco's pod. I'm not moving here until we know that everyone's getting out. He clung to the pod. I thought about trying to pull him off, but he seemed absolutely determined not to move. Hey, you stupid brat! What the heck are you saying? Forgetting my own exhaustion, I began shouting at the kid. Don't you want to escape? If you want to get out, you have to listen to me. If you get any worse, even if you get in the pod, it might be too late. But, listen, there's only one more shot at the serum left. I pointed to the orange capsule left of the empty bed. So. What? Wait, why is there one left? All of a sudden, the questions flew. Hey. What? You turned away from the terminal as well. Oh, the dots. What are you talking about? That cartridge is for Coco, right? Tsugumi mumbled with her face slightly turned away. Oh, the dots. So that's it. Everyone's gazes finally rested on Tsugumi. You know, Tsugumi, I still haven't given you an injection. She doesn't need one. Oh, the dots. Yeah, so? Tsugumi mumbled with her eyes averted. I had forgotten before. I ejected Kinari and the kid with the shot. Then I got busy, and then... all the dots. So out of the 4 shots, we still have 1 left. Getting up from the terminal, you spoke acidly.
つぐみ、体調はどうなの？
How are you feeling, Tsugumi? Oh, the dots.
辛くないの？
You're not in pain? Oh, the dots. Come to think of it, Tsugumi didn't have any symptoms. She didn't show any signs of the TB virus. I dredged up Tsugumi's old words from the depth of my memory. Highly improved immune system and increased metabolic efficiency. Telomeres that continue to rejuvenate. All the dots. It could be.
スキャンを受けてつぐみ。今すぐに。
Tsugumi, I want you to get scanned right now. Oh, the dots. Curie virus P carrier. Tsugumi's genetic makeup had been altered by Curie, giving her incredible regenerative powers against illness and injuries. Tsugumi had also been infected with TB, but she'd already been able to make the antibodies and drive out the virus. Curie. Tsugumi had gone beyond the normal human capability. She had mentioned that she was special. Successful cases of genetic manipulation were probably exceedingly rare.
キュレイ。
Looking at the results from LMRI scan, you nodded.
レミューのデータベースで見つけて。それ以前に一度だけ聞いたことがあったけど。
I found it in the Muse database, but I heard about it once before.
つぐみがキュレイのキャリアだったなんて。
I never would have imagined you're a carrier of the Curie virus, Tsugumi. Oh, the dots.
軽蔑してもらって結構よ。
I don't care if you hate me.
軽蔑だなんて、そんな。
Hate you? Why would I? Yeah, why? Is it because she thinks we're gonna be jealous of her for the fact that we're not getting sick? Possibly?
じゃあ、怖い？
Well then, are you scared?
私が怖いでしょ、ユウ。
You're scared of me, aren't you, you?
本当は関わり合いになりたくないと思っていたんでしょ。
You're probably thinking that you don't want anything more to do with me, right?
そんなことないよ。
I wouldn't think that. You shook her head fiercely.
どうして？
Why?
どうしてそう思うのよ。
Why would you say that?
だって
Well... Tsugumi bit her lips and said,
私だけがほらこうして苦しまずにいるじゃないの。
Well, because I can be here and I don't have to suffer. Yep, that's exactly what I thought.
あなたたちが血を吐いてやがて床に這うのに心の中で嘲笑っているかもしれないの。
It could be that I'll just watch all of you throw up blood, and eventually when you're crawling on the floor, I'll be laughing at you. Wow, that's a cold thing to say.
そういうひどい人間なのよ、私は。
Because I'm just a cool person like that. Wow, she needs to work on her people skills. All the dots. You couldn't look Tsugumi in the eyes.
そうは思わないよ、僕は。
I don't think you're like that. Yeah, no one thinks she's like that. Tsugumi's the only one who's saying things like that. And I really wish you would stop saying things like that because it's annoying. I mean, you're one of us, Tsugumi. Stop trying to, stop trying to put up this wall that you keep creating that separates you from everyone else here. Clutching Coco's pod, the kid spoke up.
つぐみがひどいやつだなんて思っていないよ。だって、
I don't think you're a bad person at all, I mean.
つぐみはココを助けたことがあるじゃないか。
You're the one who saved Coco, right? She is, absolutely.
命がけで誰かを助けたことがあるじゃないか。
You risked your life to save someone.
だから何なのよ。
Yeah, so what?
私は今そうしたことを悔いている。
To tell you the truth, I regret it now. You don't mean that.
ココは今ティーフ・ブラウンによって苦しめられているじゃないの。
Coco is suffering from TB now, isn't she? Okay, I see what she's saying. Her view on death is very different from a normal person's view of death. So what Tsugumi, I'm assuming, saying is, if Coco would have died then she wouldn't be suffering now, which isn't something any of us agree is a good thing. That she didn't die back then. I think I said that wrong. It's a good thing that she's alive now. Even if she's suffering now, there's still a chance she could live, is what I mean to say. Yeah.
ポッドの中で苦しんでいるじゃないの。
She's stuck in that pod and she's suffering.
私が気まぐれで彼女を救ったりしなければそんなことにはならなかった。
If I hadn't the stupid idea, a stupid whim to do that, this wouldn't be happening right now. All the dots. The kid turned away from Tsugumi. Tsugumi! Stop it, right now! I yelled at her with all my might. I ran over to her and grabbed her by the collar. Are you still talking garbage like that? I love when the protagonists are on the same page. Saying things that you don't really mean?
本心よ。
I mean it. Stop lying to yourself.
嘘なんかじゃない。
It isn't a lie.
だって
I...
事実だもの。私だけが今ティーフ・ブラウンにかかっていない。
It is the truth. The only one who TB isn't affecting is me. Huh. I let go of Tsugumi.
どうたけし。事実を受け入れる気に。
So how about it, Takeshi? Are you ready to accept the truth now? Tsugumi, probably just pretending. Maybe. Smiled and looked at me. Yeah, it is an indisputable fact. Fine, I'll accept it. But you might just help us get better.
なんですって。
What did you say? Just then, Tsugumi's expression became serious. Well, I'm not a doctor, so I can't really tell, but smallpox, penicillin, snake antivenom. You're pretty smart, so this should make sense to you, right?
まさかそんな。
No way. He's not suggesting that we all get her virus, is he? Because she views this virus as worse than death because she can never die, so she's always just existing. She's not gonna take that well if that's what he's suggesting. It's the only chance. Your body's creating antibodies to the T-Flu virus, so we'll use that. If we can get those antibodies, then there's a small chance we can fight off T-Flu.
無茶よ。馬鹿げてる。
It's too dangerous. Well, let's get dangerous in the words of the historically iconic Darkwing Duck. Tsugumi's expression was getting more and more worked up.
そんなに簡単じゃないのよ。抗生物質やワクチンを生成するのは。
Do you have any idea how hard it is to make antibodies and vaccines that work? I didn't about 5 years ago, but I have a lot better idea now, especially considering our world situation.
浅はかにも程があるわ。
There's almost no chance, but you're telling me there's a chance?
うかつにそんなことをしてみんなが死んでしまったらどうするのよ。
If you make even the slightest mistake, it could kill all of you, or we could die from the virus. Well, if we don't do anything, we're dead anyway. Exactly. Oh, the expanded dots. She sucked in her breath. Without moving, Tsugumi's expression turned to ice. All the dots. All the dots. You and the kid, who had been staring at the ground the whole time, raised their heads and looked at me. Well, that's right. If we don't do anything, we're dead. And if that's the case, it's better that we take this risk no matter how small a chance of survival. Yikes. Dang it, not another nosebleed. A nosebleed and I'm coughing up blood? Can't believe how lame this is. That's not the only thing. You're blacking out in redness. Blacking out in redness? I wiped off my nose and my chin. Oh, the dots. What? You aren't going to laugh at me for being such a dork, Tsugumi? Oh, the contemplative dots. Come on, laugh, Tsugumi. I held out my hand toward her. It was covered in blood.
やめて。近寄らないで。
Stop it. Stay away from me.
嫌よ、私は。
Stop. I don't want to. Shaking her head fiercely, Tsugumi backed away.
クラナリ。
Shh. He was moving to stand up, but I lifted a hand, signaling her to stop.
聞いてくらなり
Listen, Kurenai Segumi. You opened her mouth to talk from where she was seated at the terminal.
この診療室の奥に簡単なラボがあるの
There's a simple lab in the back of the examination room.
変身分離機のついたアンプル生成用のマシンも備えられている
I saw a centrifuge and a machine for refining serum.
あれなら素早く正確にキーフブラウ抗体を抽出できるかもしれない
We could probably use that to safely and quickly extract the anti-blow antibodies.
キーフブラウをスキャンで見つけられるんだからきっと抗体もスキャンで見つけ出して抽出できるはずよ
If they scan for anti-blow, it could probably scan for the antibodies and extract them. If this can scan for T-blow. She continued to talk in a low, calm voice. Segumi, please help us out. I'm asking you.
来ないでたけし
Stay away from me, Takeshi.
私に触らないで
Don't touch me. I had backed her all the way up to the bed.
そうまでして生きるなんて
You want to live with this disease?
一度キュレイになれば戻れないの
Once you got the Curie virus, you can't go back.
どんな目に遭うか分かってるの
Do you have any idea what you're in for? See, I told you she won't like this idea. She couldn't go back any further. Segumi searched for the bed behind her with her hand. Oh, well, this is an... That's a new expression from Segumi. Don't think we've ever seen, that look before. She looks pained. With the tip of her outstretched hand, she brushed across the only dose of serum left. But we don't know that the Curie virus will affect everyone. Even you said you were special, right? Please, I'm begging you. Let me take a gamble so that everyone else can live. I stood quietly in front of Segumi. My legs were unsteady. My vision was hazy, but I stepped forward strongly and stood up straight. I looked deeply into Segumi's eyes. I was trying to look inside to see what lay behind them.
もう人でいられなくなるのよ
You won't be able to stay with people anymore.
みんなにあんな辛い思いをさせたくはないの
I don't want everyone to live with the pain that I have. Don't know what happened to my voice there. Sorry, I'm getting a little emotional here. I don't want everyone to live with the pain that I have. Large tears welled in her eyes.
嫌よ私は
I hate myself.
私は
Ooh. I slapped Segumi on the side of her face. Yeesh. All the dots. She clenched her jaw tightly against the pain and glared at me. Just then, I pounced on the remaining dose of the serum, stealing it out of Segumi's hand. I took it and smashed it into 1,000 pieces on the cold floor, hard surface of the examination room. I let out a sad little sound and splintered into powdery fragments.
何するのよ
What are you doing? By the way, this music that the game opens up with, I love this song. There's no other way. We've only got one option open to us now. I see what he did.
バカ
You idiot.
なんてバカなことしてくれるのよ
Do you know what you've done?
そんなことしなくたって
You didn't have to do that.
私が逆らえないの知ってるくせに
You know I can't fight you. With her lips trembling and her shoulders shaking, Segumi sank down onto the bed. Yeah, I know.
バカ野郎
You jerk.
人でねし
You animal.
卑怯者
You're a coward. She nestled up close to me and began to cry. I don't care what you say. I don't care how much you curse me.
バカバカ
You idiot. You idiot. It's okay, Segumi. You don't have to be alone anymore.
もししくじったら本気で恨むわよたけし
If you mess this up, I'll never forgive you, Takeshi. It's okay. It's going to be okay. I promise you, we're all going to get out of this, okay? she raised her voice in a loud wail. She started crying like a small child. She threw everything that was holding him back and cried with everything she had. Yu started operating the terminal. The refining machine whirred to life. The scanner also started to move. Wiping away her tears, she struck out her arm. Yu gently took her arm and drew some blood. The whole time, Tsugumi held onto my hand. She continued to cry, letting out sobs occasionally. My consciousness started to fade. I lost all sense of time. It was hard to tell if it was reality or a dream. Was I alive? Was I dead? And where was the me that was thinking about all these things?
もう大丈夫。
It's fine now.
うまくいったと思う。
I think it worked.
注射の用意はもうできてる。
I prepared the shots.
だからあとはつぐみお願い。
So next, it's up to you, Tsugumi. All the dots.
これで
If
もし目覚めなかったら
you don't wake up from this,
許さないから。
I'll never forgive you.
あなたのこと許さないから。
Not as long as I live. All the dots.
つぐみ、どこに行くの？
Tsugumi, where are you going?
ああ、私ね、
Well,
友達を上に置いてきちゃったのよ。
I left a friend of mine upstairs.
迎えに行かなくちゃ。大切な私の友達、
I've got to go meet him, my best friend. Wait, Chami isn't with you?
ジャンガリアンハムスター。
The Jungarian hamster.
名前はチャミ。
His name is Chami.
シャミ？
Chami.
じゃあね。
See you. All the dots. 9:15 p.m. I woke from my stupor. A stale, cold feeling. I realized I had been sleeping, sprawled on the floor. I slowly raised my body. I tried opening and closing my fist. Strange. The movement left me with an uncomfortable sensation like it wasn't my own. I shook my head. I tried slapping my cheek. I breathed in the cold air, then breathed out. Strange. The inside of my head stayed dull and murky. I dragged myself to consciousness, forcefully reeling myself back to clarity. Putting my hand on the floor, I pulled up my heavy, aching body. My feet faltered, but somehow I managed to stand. I looked around the infirmary. I saw several used syringes scattered on the floor. The kid was still slumped against Koko's pod. He looked disturbingly bad, just completely out of it. Tsugumi was nowhere to be seen. I wondered where she'd gone to. Yu was half slipped over the terminal console, snoring away. She looked like she was in some pain and was perspiring in her sleep. Her hand was pushed against the panel as if she had been in the middle of typing. On the monitor, auto-repeating strands of letters were lined up without meaning. All the double exclamated dots? Huh? What the? It sounded like static coming from a radio? I heard a strange sound. I reinserted the voice converter into my ear. It wasn't a problem with the converter. Come in. IBF-3, please respond. This is the emergency rescue team from the Maritime Defense Force. Yes! We are being directed by Insel Null. Was it actually someone's voice over the speaker? I hurried over to the terminal and removed Yu's hands from it, taking over the control panel. Hey, hello. This is the IBF infirmary, over. IBF-3, I repeat, this is the Maritime Defense Force Emergency Rescue Team calling from the control center at Insel Null. Can you hear me? Well, yeah, okay, loud and clear. I was not able to force out an answer. Voices spilled out from the other end of the line. Hey, there are survivors down there. I can't believe it. That's amazing. That was what I wanted to say. It seemed like you have been able to restore the communication lines. Yes, you! We're sending rescue team immediately. Can you access the pool in IBF 3? Yes, we can! Yeah, it should be fine. Do you know how many survivors there are and where they are located? In the examination room, there are 5. No, 6. 6, I copy. A rescue team is headed there. And a private sector salvage vessel. When it arrives, I want you to follow its directions and get out of there. How long till they get here? They're going as fast as they can, but it'll take about an hour. 1 hour. Coco would be able to get out of the pod by then. I just hope we had that long. However, if something goes wrong, there should be a small, deep exploration submarine left in the research facility. I hate to make you do this, but I want you to escape to that area. So something goes wrong? What do you mean? Lemieux's partition threshold is already being exceeded. If one section implodes, there's a risk that another area could collapse and start sinking. If that happens, we think there's a high possibility that heavy pieces could crash down on the research facility. You don't say. Of course, we're doing everything we can to get to you before that happens. We're heading there no matter what, so please hang on a little longer. Click. The communications cut out suddenly. Hey, wait a sec. I hit the call button repeatedly, but there was no answer. Dang it, we can't open communications from this side. I didn't have any other choice. I began reading through the manual on the side of the communication terminal. A mini sub for deep sea exploration. We hadn't found it when we searched the place. Here it is. Following the instructions, I used the control panel to call up information on the monitor. It's a small electric submersible. The submarine was in a separate sealed sector attached to IBF. The specifications said it was a neutral buoyancy miniature submarine for saturation diving. The important thing was that it could be brought over to the pool by remote control. Things get dangerous? I guess they want us to board this. I quickly went about setting up the remote control program so that we could move the submarine at a moment's notice if we had to. Alright. All we have to do now is get Tsugumi and Sora over here. Sora. How are we going to get Sora here? I was overcome by unease. And fear. Yeah, fear's a good thing to be overcome by right about now. Suddenly, a low metallic sound reverberated throughout the complex. The sound seemed to come from above. An alarm sounded from the terminal and the screen changed. Warning, flooding had occurred and Lemieux. Lemieux? Well, this is bad. That means that Tsugumi and Sora. I ran out into the corridor. It was only slight, but the floor was trembling. Egg! I suddenly became dizzy again. Losing my balance, I crashed into a wall. It seemed that I wasn't completely recovered yet. I didn't have any idea if the antibodies were working or not. Not a clue. I still gotta go. I have to go. I mustered all the strength I could and staggered toward the elevator. As soon as the door opened, I flew into the lift. The elevator headed up. Upward. Elevator stopped. Forcing open the door, I slipped into the pressurization chamber. The entrance had closed automatically. I pressed the intercom button repeatedly. Sora! Sora! Kakuranari-san, what are you? Hey, it's been a while. I realized how much I had missed that voice. I waited Sora as she appeared outside the window. What are you doing here? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? I came back. All the dots. What's the damage? There's flooding in Switterstock.
倉庫の火災が消すと愛のシャフトにも亀裂が生じています。危険な状態です。
The warehouse area has been breached, and cracks are beginning to form in the elevator shaft. The situation is serious.
通常通路ほぼ全域にわたって15センチ以上冠水しています。
There is over 15 centimeters of flooding in almost all of the corridors. Where's Tsugumi?
救護室に閉じ込められています。
She's trapped in the infirmary. What about the door?
電子ロックは解除されています。ですが
The electronic lock has been released, but it won't open because of the water pressure.
ええ
Yes.
クラナミチャンバーの減圧を解除します。
Kurenai-san, I'm going to start decompressing the chamber. How long will it take?
最速で行います。
I will complete it as soon as possible. I need to know how much time.
急いでも12時間
If I hurry, 12 hours. That's not enough time, Sora. To 12 hours? We don't have that long.
血液中に溶け込んだ窒素を排出しないと減圧症になってしまいます。
If we don't dissolve the nitrogen in your blood, you will get decompression sickness. I don't care. Open that door now.
できません。
I can't do that. If we don't act fast, Tsugumi is dead.
今ドアを開けたら急激な減圧に伴って血液中の窒素が気化し血栓を作り最悪の場合
If we open the door now, due to the rapid decompression, the nitrogen in your bloodstream will form bubbles, causing blood clots, and in the worst case, I don't care. You get that door open now.
ダメです。そんな
I can't. It's too. I found an emergency escape lever inside the chamber and pulled on it, hoping that Kure could keep me up. I kicked the door. Kaboom! There was a horrible noise as though all the air inside had exploded. My body was thrown from the room along with the high pressure gas that had built up inside. I was tossed like a piece of confetti, sliding and rolling along the floor all the way to the control room. My body crashed heavily against the wall. Ugh! 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 Pain racked my body, and it wasn't because I had smacked into a wall. Although I kept spewing out my breath, it felt like air kept bubbling up in my lungs. A terrible exhaustion. My whole body felt strung out. My eyes felt swollen and painful. The muscles of my limbs began to jerk and spasm. Numbness, pain, headache. I felt like I had no room to move. Urgh, urgh. According to astronomers, humans could live for a short period of time even if they were thrown out of a spaceship into space. But fish brought quickly up from the sea depths to sea level died instantly because the pressure difference caused the organs to burst. So was I an astronaut or...
クラナリさん変換器を
Kurenai-san, your voice converters. I felt a splitting pain deep in both ears. Repelled by my eardrums, the voice converters flew out of my ears. I hurriedly held both my ears to the palms of my hands and knocked them as though trying to drain water from them. Oh, the mumbly exclamative double dots. I couldn't hear what Sora was screaming. All I could do was lie on the floor trying to suck in air, like a fish that had been pulled out of the water. A few minutes passed. All the dots. The earphones I had been wearing had broken in half. I got up weakly. I saw some voice converters on the edge of the console. Yeah, those voice converters still look like K's from VLR. I crammed them forcefully into my ears.
クラナリさんクラナリさん大丈夫ですか
Are you okay? Tears welling up in her eyes, Sora looked at me with a pained expression. Okay, I'm still alive. At least my eardrums hadn't burst. I left Himmel and started heading up. I checked the screen on my PDA. It showed a map of Lemieux and a blinking dot showed me where Tsugumi was. From the console at Himmel, I had installed a program to link data from Lemieux's sensors to my PDA. Sora had prepared it for me. Don't you stop me now, you hear? No matter what you say, I'm going.
わかりましたクラナリさん決意が終わりのようですね
Alright, Kurenai-san, it seems that you made up your mind. Unfortunately, I'm gonna put it right here. Because we are going long and yeah, today's just a very busy day. even though it's Saturday, and Saturday should be my relaxing day, I have a few things I want to take care of. So I love you all so very much. And in the next part, I get the feeling we're close to the end. In the next part, you know, we may be able to finish Route 1 and possibly get everyone out alive. Is that something that could happen? Could we actually do that? Only one way to find out. Until next time, my friends, so long and take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you would like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. Please be sure to like and subscribe for more. Also, please do not forget, you matter. You are brilliant and you are loved. And you should always remember to be true to yourself. Don't let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly feathered flightless bird. Till next time.